Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome along to Returning at Home with me again. The weeks are flying round. It'll soon be the big C coming round too. Anyway, it's doom and gloomy here. It's wet and more wet. So it has. We had a bit of a storm, but it was brave and windy last night. But it sort of fizzled out a wee bit. Still quite blowy, but it's very wet and the wind doesn't help. Anyway, I will bring my assistant in and he can introduce himself. Hello.
Howdy, boys and girls.
And now he said hello. I'll put him back in the background.
All righty, sounds good.
Right, guys. Uh, right. Bit of a. I was wondering what to do tonight, and I our club had Stuart Freeney for the day on Saturday, and I was quite inspired by all his techniques and stuff. I'm just going to go with a bit of centrifugal paint flinging, and whatever you
Paint
want to call
flinging.
it, paint flinging. So I
Like
have a
that.
piece of poplar, and it's 10 inches and an inch and a half thick. So I have a decent sized piece of wood, and for once, and we're just going to bring the camera. There's that. So all I've done with this piece is put two cannons on it so that I can turn it around. So this is going to be the bottom. We'll shape that, sand it, and finish it, and then we'll turn around and we'll do all sorts of painting to it. More or less like Terry done last night, which it turned out all right in the end. it was going, it was looking bad at one stage, and then it sort of, oh, that's nice. So I think that's the way to go. You fling everything on it and see what you can get out of it. But well, that was mad as that. But so while I'm uh, what not truing it up, while I'm turning the bottom shape to this, Doug will tell me who's in the chat tonight.
Be glad to do that. It's good to see everybody today on the or tonight, or whatever it happens to be where you are. Hope you've been having a good day in your shop. I've been doing some playing around with a new tool, and you'll see more of that in days to come. So anyway, we're here to see Paul, and I think Paul's going to have something great for us. Who all's in the chat? We've got Door60. We've got Al Dawson. We've got Jennifer's Craft and Creations. We've got Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. We've got Michael McEwen, Dreamtime Woodcrafts. Going on down the list here. Nigel Harvey is here with us tonight. Brian Best is in. Matt Ivinson. Hi, Matt. Keep going down. Vinnie Charlton is in. Roger Kent. Hello, Roger. As we keep running down. Vince, where'd he go? No, Chris Charlton. Um, do Karsten Pedersen, Fred Gilliver. I'm at the bottom of the list right this second. Hello, everybody. So good to have you.
Well, welcome along, everybody.
You said it's cold and wet there, Paul?
It's very cold and wet.
All right. It is a beautiful sunshiny day here in northern Kentucky.
Okay,
Um,
no rubbing it in. I
yeah,
haven't
the
seen,
sun's
we haven't had
shining, very little
sunshine.
breeze. Uh, in the low 70s today. It's a gorgeous day out. Mike at Dances with Aardvarks is here.
I think that needs to be sharpened. Just give me a second, guys, while I do that.
All right. All right.
I thought it was all right until I went for a push cut there.
It is quite often extremely amazing how an edge can go away. Um, I'll turn softwoods periodically and think, oh, I'll be able to get all the way through the project on this one. No, sometimes that softwood will wear your edge out quicker than a good hardwood will. I,
Oh, right. Okay. It didn't take long taking a new edge on that. Don't know what one's better for you. Just straight out if you want to change.
all right.
Just increase the speed a wee bit.
Jennifer, it's Ash. Copper Al has joined us. And Mike has asked, is this a shield or a platter?
It's a platter. It's not a shield.
Platter.
Not
All
big enough.
right.
Unless you're a small person.
Unless you're AGK, right?
Uh,
Precious. MB Woodturning has joined us. Hello, MB.
I'm going for something a bit different tonight. I'm gonna leave that like so, and then have another bit of the rim here instead of uh, doing it all as one. So there'll be a transition in the outer wing. Don't ask me why. I don't know.
Because it's different. Haley has joined us. Hello, Haley.
Someone just catching that and losing my cut all the time. Well, there's no lemon sticking out of it anywhere. That looks all right. Just needs to tidy up. Okay, well, I'll get the rhino scraper onto that and we'll tidy that up.
I know most everybody's heard this before, but even though a piece is going to be painted, it needs to have a nice surface on it because those irregularities will transmit right through that paint.
Right. what that's like. Oh, all right. Just checking that. There's a wee bit of a belly in it.
Todd, I believe he said it was ash.
No, it's poplar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jennifer, I told you wrong a while ago. Todd about led you astray. Poplar, my
It's
fault.
a piece of poplar. Right. We'll get that sanded and we can start doing the art part on it. And when I turn it around, we'll get the dust extraction going.
Robert Boltwood has joined us. Hello, Robert.
Hi, Robert. So we'll just check our piece for before we move on to the next grit. That looks some nice rays in that. I don't know if you can see it in that, but you can see it in that one. You see.
Some very nice grain. It's Michael. It's poplar. I'm the one that said ash. It's poplar.
No, it's harder. It's getting harder to get ice here
Mm-hmm.
because of the ice dieback in Ireland. Yeah. So I hope everybody's well and they're had a good weekend.
I tell you what, we had a pretty good weekend here. Again, no weather to speak of. Just some nice bright sunny skies and nice temperatures. I keep hoping for some cooler temperatures to start up, but they're just not doing it.
So just working my way through the grits here. And the battery decides to quit. Right, okay. Fresh battery.
I'm not ignoring you. I've got a little bit of a project I'm working on here that maybe I can show everybody at the end.
So this is 320. Come on.
Hmm. My wife was out of town all week last week. I had the place quiet and to myself all week, but then she came home yesterday and I am so glad she's home.
Before you
Makes
feed it away, Doug?
well, it was
Are you on a
kind
ration of beans and toast or something?
of well, I did eat I made myself a big old great big pot of black beans and I've enjoyed those and had two or three salads, I guess, three big salads. So yeah, I was having a great time. Let's see. Mike's asking me a question. Have I ever seen a five-winged box or bowl before? Five-wing. Um, somebody did a pentagon bowl just recently. Can't remember who it was. Is that what you're talking about, or more like turning off the bias, Mike? Of course, that gives you six, but you can eliminate one to make it five.
Just check out for any territe. There is none. Usually when you put your sand sealer on, it'll show any bits you've missed, but it looks
Mm,
okay. Yeah,
it
we'll give it
will indeed.
we'll give it a wee drop of the sand and stuff, and see what happens. Do 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 do. Okay.
Ah, Mike saying no more like a three-wing bowl, but starting with a I don't even know how to say that, Mike. Icosahedron rather than a cube. So
Yeah, it's
he's
a
going to
big
have a
word.
yeah, it is. That's a big geometry word. I'm not real sure I remember those words.
No,
I
we don't
don't.
do
I
big
don't.
words.
I don't remember those words.
It's either a cube or it's a circle.
Right. Um, I did have somebody just recently post on Facebook. They said, "I bet most wood turners are better at no more math and are better at math now than they were when they were in high school." And I'm thinking, no,
Nope.
I've forgotten all my math. Uh,
Definitely not me.
if it's not circle or square, I don't know much. Maybe a triangle. Robert says, and we've talked about this a little bit. Why is it the older I get, the further the ground seems to be away when I drop things? I know I haven't
Indeed.
grown any.
Yeah.
Fully understand. That's why
Yep.
you
I
go to the
honest.
drugstore and you get one of those grabber things. So you just reach down with that and squeeze the handle and you got it. Todd says Mike is trying to improve our woodworking and our vocabulary. You're exactly right, Todd. Mike says, LOL, Robert. Facts. It's true. It's just a fact of life. The floor gets further and further away.
Yep. And when you when your back's bad or you have bad knees, like I
Oh
have
my.
at the minute, I still don't know what's going on with my knees, but they're it's all right if I don't bend down.
I
If I
tell you
stay
something
up.
else. Not only does the floor get further away, it gets harder too. I I can remember falling or tripping or what have you, and no big deal, just bounce right back up.
Oh yeah.
Anymore, if I end up in the floor, I'm gonna stay there a minute. Mike says he started making strange noises when he cuts his toenails. How well I understand. just getting to them is tough.
So just taking time a wee bit Yorkshire grit in this, just to go through the process of your finishing. Keep whatever you're prone to finishing with. I tend to do sand sealer, and then we taste the Yorkshire grit, and then we'll take it all off with a nice piece of clean cloth and apply our finish after that. So everybody's got their own idea on how they finish their stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's different, just.
That's right.
Whatever works for you, that's what I say,
Sure, sure. Yeah, it's amazing. 5 of us could use abrasive, abrasive paste and wax, and we could come up with 5 different ways to put it on pretty easily. Fred has said that he has the same problem with the dropping things on the floor, and that floor is further away. But it seems like everything he drops goes either under the lathe or under the bench.
Yeah, and always hits the back wall where you can't get
Uh-huh.
up.
Right?
Yep. No matter where it is. So just a wee taste of crystalline wax. That's what I use for my finish. Usually you would give this about 2 to 3 coats and let it dry between coats. As I said before, we don't have the pleasure of giving it 10, 15 minutes between coats. So we
Mm-hmm.
just sort of rush through it, and you can always go back on it if you haven't taken off the tannin and give it an hour coat afterwards. But just to make that clear, because everybody is thinking, oh, you just put one coat on it and that's it. No, it's not. You know, you do it
Robert,
until you feel happy. If you're happy with it, then you stop. So
right?
we'll just burnish this up a wee bit, turn the speed up, nice bit of cloth, and you don't want it too much pressure on it, or you'll heat it up, and then the friction will cause the wax to melt, and then you'll have burn marks or scuff marks on your finish.
Robert has said, I am now of the mind I don't need that at the moment. It can wait until I drop something else. Good plan, Robert. Good plan. Mike says Allen keys are the worst. I can drop 1, 5, or 6 times before he's before I've loosened or tightened the fixing. Yeah. Isn't that crazy how you can do that?
Yeah.
Usually when I start dropping stuff, I might as well leave the shop because it's going to happen over and over and over again.
Just want to go down to the edge of that tannin here just to make sure it's bit nice and straight before we turn it around. Yo! I didn't mean to do that. I forgot to cup that in, and then it caught on the top of the chisel. But no worry, so we can fix that later. You can see where I caught it there. But anyway, this is the side we want to see with
All right.
the flip, the paint flinging episode. Right.
Paint flinging.
There's something drastically wrong there. That doesn't look good. Maybe bring the tailstock up to put that out. See where that. Just bringing a wee bit of forward pressure on it before you tighten it up. Sometimes it can help if it's given a wee bit of. That's worse. I'm going to have to turn it around again and fix that. I must have hit the tannin when I got my wee catch there. Yeah. But sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it goes that way. There's a wee bit of a.
Robert's Robert said he's glad he's not the only one with this problem. You're exactly right, Robert. It's our most of our problems are universal. We're not the only ones. Other people have issues with the same stuff.
See, the problem is when you take stuff off out of the chuck and you go to remount it, it will always be off off center
Hmm.
because you have originally compressed the fibers of the wood when you first chucked it, and then when you release it to turn it around, the fibers spring out, and it doesn't take a lot. It just takes a wee bit to sew that off, and before you know, you've got a wobbly piece. Well, I don't want to do any more to that. I can wobble on the back, but I want the front to be a bit better than what it is. So we'll just recut that tannin, and hopefully the center of this where it's spinning is a wee bit better, and I can sort of true that up. So just go in with a parting tool, take this wee shaving off it, and always clean the face if you're tanning up too, because that is sitting up against the back of the chuck jaws. So you want it to be nice and flat. He says with great of full of information tonight, you know. What's it there? I was tight there. I close to that. Got that. That's that's perfect. See?
Isn't that strange how that happens? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't take a lot. And
No. No.
usually if you've we see I had two cannons in that earlier. I uh, bought it out and before I started tonight and put two cannons on that. So it's had time to relax and let the fibers of the wood just come out. And then when you turn it round, if you find it's off, then you either recut this one and try and go from there. But if it's not too bad when you're going around the center here, you can just take a wee bit off it, and usually you can get it back in
Hmm.
through. You know, so that's one to watch out for. You know, it doesn't take a lot to do that. You can throw up a lot of problems. Right now, shaping this, I would like to put some sort of a, a wee bevel, a, a ridge. No, it's not. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's not a ridge. And it's not a bevel. It's like a half round as it
Hmm.
goes from
Hmm.
the middle to the outside and back in. Now, I don't know if it'll work with centrifugal uh, paint, but we're going to find out.
Should, as long as it's not too much.
No, just a subtle a wee half, uh,
Hmm.
a wee bit of shape on it. So I'm going to leave the rim of this quite big because I want to see the paint. You don't want to end up with a wee small piece of decorative area. So we'll just get the ruler and see what I have in that because it's hard to see when you're spinning round. Well, you can. My name wasn't there, like you could see that in the ruler. Hang on. Oh, good. Where am I? OBS. Where's my? Uh, that's overhead, isn't it? Yeah. That shouldn't be. Oh, I can't do that. I can't take that one off. Ah, silly me. Anyway, uh, what I was going to point out to you is where's my pencil? Just here we have a gap. You can't see what my name, but you're looking here. You can't see it there. For sake, Paul. What are we doing? Ah, that'll give you an idea where it is. Here we've got about 2 mil out the front, and then it goes back, starts to go back in here about, what's that? About, let's see, about ½ inch in here, and starts to go back up hill, and then comes down again, going out to there. So if we just tidy that up and sand that part, that'll be ready for painting, and just a wee subtle bit of shaping to it. So I'm not going to use the gouge. I'm going to use the big round nose scraper just to give me a better finish on that. That'll get me in there. Okay. You want to get the best finish you can for when you're putting paint on, because the paint will show everything up. Let's see what that's like. I think I need a wee bit more here. Yeah. Just not the way I want it. Let the lathe get up to speed. I'm just lifting the chisel up on its end for a shear cut here. Trying to get a better finish on that. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And it didn't work very well there. Right. That's better. Right. I noticed when I turned that round, there was a bit of tear out on the very end of this where just there, you can feel it with your finger. So I'll just address that now.
Lots of little fluffy bits there.
Yep, that'll filter a lot better. Right. There's still a wee bit just on the edge of that. Didn't get it all. That'll do. Right. Okay, we can get that sanded. And we can get our paint on it because it's going to be a wee bit of drying involved in that. So we're just starting off with 80 grit. Doesn't need much, just quick zoom over it and stop and have a wee look to see if there's anything that needs more attention. And I don't see nothing. It looks all right. I'll just hit the edge of this. Just been gentle on the edge because you don't want to force the pad really in hard on it. Just give it a wee visual look as you turn it around. Just make sure the worst pizza will be on the end grain, so you just want to check those, make sure they're okay. Now they go all right. So it's 120. Now you don't want to make this too smooth, or the paint will just slide off it and it won't adhere to it.
Mm.
120, I think. As far as I would go, it'd be 180 on that, and that'd be far enough for that because we're going to have to knock the paint back anyway because it'll raise the grain a wee bit and make it, a wee bit rough on it. So we'll stop at 180 unless it needs any more attention, and we'll get the paint on.
Yeah, I am pretty sure that the water drop bowl that I had to redo, the problem with it was that I sanded too much. So yeah, 120,
Uh,
180 is probably far enough to sand.
I think it really depends on what you're putting on it too, or what type of paint.
That's part of it. Absolutely, it is.
I'm just going to give us a wee quick spray of sand sealer, just a wee light spray, and yeah, didn't want to stop it there. Just want it slow. Let's see. Did I get it? Oh, I did. Yeah, let that spin a wee minute. Right, I'm going to get the paint. Right. So the paint I'm going to use tonight is black gesso, and you've all seen this before. What I like about this, it's quite thick and it covers everything. Bar if you have any bad tear out, it'll show it up, but it'll cover a multitude of anything. Now that's all right. That's just a nice texture, and that it's not too rough. So we'll get the paint. Where's my wee tray? Uh, my wee board. Right. My aid. We'll go overhead so you can see where so I'm just going to use this straight out of the the tube or cam or whatever you want to call it. And I find this quite good for giving a good coverage on everything. It won't show the grain through. This will need 2 coats, so it will. So the first coat we'll put on, get it dried, and we'll knock it back with the sandpaper, and then apply another coat to it. So we'll just keep it pretty even. Now you could apply this with a wee sponge brush, which probably would be better than this brush I'm using, because it tends to pull it in one direction and then you're left with a big brush mark. So I'm sort of doing this with it to try and get it.
There you go.
Try and get it well into the piece, the grain, and even though we taste the sand sealer on it, it'll just help it adhere to it a wee bit better. Well, I find anyway, it might be wrong. You might find something different about that, but it worked for me, and this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Again, 5 people, you'll get at least 5 different ways of doing it.
yep, and nobody's to say it's wrong.
It's just
It's
different.
just different.
Yeah.
If it works for you, it's dead on, you know. And so we'll give that a couple of minutes. I've got my wee heaty friend here tonight. I've dug him out of the cupboard. My heat gun. We'll just blow a wee bit of heat on that. Not too close to it, or it'll bubble up. If you can put your hand in front of it, it's far enough away. So about a foot away from it should uh, help it dry a bit faster. And then we can knock it back with sandpaper and get a second coat on it. Depending on how bad it is when you sand it, you might get away with one coat, but I like to apply two, and then you can sure it's
Right.
covering the wood itself, and it's not going to shine through. Because sometimes you can see the grain coming through even when it dries. Well, that's dry. So we'll give it a wee light sand. We'll use uh let's see, we'll use 400 grit to sand that, because it doesn't need a whole lot of sanding. It's just to take the any wee, if you run your hand over it, you feel slight roughness to it, and you want to take those bits off.
I was wondering if you were going to hit that edge while you were doing that. You did.
Yeah, I'll hit it again because it's
Still got a little
overrun on
light.
it. Yeah,
Right.
I didn't want to do it too much. I'll
Mm-hmm.
do it after the next coat. Right, just feel in here. I can feel a brush stroke on that. And if sometimes when you run your hand over it, you can feel it a lot better, and then you can see it. So in just try and get those wee bits out, because it will affect the overall look. As I said, this gesso is very thick, and it does cover well. And that doesn't feel too bad now. It's nice and smooth. Right.
Gesso is generally used to as that first coat on a bare canvas for
Yeah.
artists, and so it's got that body to it, so that it will fill in the texture of the canvas,
Right. So
which is the same thing that makes it work well for us. Fills in your low spots pretty easily, and
I'm just going a wee bit less with the paint this time. I'm going to brush it well in and try and not leave it heavy in any one part. I might be able to get it all with that one dip in the brush. I'm almost round. Just that wee bit there to do, and that should be it covered. And you just other handy wee bits you can see. It's hard to see with the light. Here I'm trying to squint down the side of it to see if there's any wee lumps on it, but it looks all right. Just trying to get right onto the edge. Right, that looks all right. Okay, that's that bit done. So we'll dry that again, and we'll see what it's like. Yeah, at this stage, you could probably hit it back a wee again with a wee bit of sandpaper. Not too much this time, because you want to leave the black paint on the piece. You don't want to take it off. But if there's any wee high bits, it'll help. Need a bit of kitchen roll to clean that brush, because we're going to use it again. I bought these studio acrylic paints in what do you call that shop? Uh, it's at Hobbycraft. Hobbycraft. I think it's Hobbycraft. I'll show you what I've got. I'll bring a paint over and show you. These are acrylics overhead. Right, okay. These are acrylics, and this is copper metallic. This is gold metallic. That's turquoise, and there's white. White. So I found those on offer. They're on a special deal. They were £2 each.
Hard to beat
Normally,
that.
yeah, you're normally £4 something. So they were on a half an hour one, but I'm not going to use this hour one. I'm going to use initially two colors, and you got a red, nice deep. It says red blue on it. It looks red to me. It is red. You know, there's a big choice of colors out there, and as Stuart says on a Saturday, and when we use at our club, you just chuck everything on it and see what you get. And if you don't like it, you can always take it off.
Great.
And start
Great.
again. That's the best thing about it, guys. You can just try it and see. And if you don't get the effect you're looking for, oh, just take it off and try again. Well, maybe a different color paint or so. So these acrylics will need uh, a wee bit of not watering down. They'll need a wee bit of medium added to them to
Roy's the boy has joined us. How you doing, Roy?
just to what do you call them? Make them a bit more movable. They're a bit thick as though they are. So, yeah, and you don't need an awful lot of paint in the tray. So I'm just going to move these out of the way a minute. We'll probably use another color. Right, okay. I'm using Liquitex acrylic medium. Now this won't, this will thin it down, but it won't take the pigment out of the paint. Okay.
Right.
If
It
you do it
thins
with
the
water,
paint without, but
if
does
you
not
thin
thin
paint,
the
yeah,
pigment.
if you paint use water to thin it, it will take the pigment out of it. It'll make it very thin, and that's what you don't want. Right, I need a wee mixing stick. There's a wee mixing stick. So I'll give us a wee mix while that's drying there. Now you don't want it too runny, but you want it runny enough when you spin this that the paint will move. Yeah, probably could do a wee bit more medium in that.
Roy says he got another bargain the other day. What'd you get, Roy? Or do I want to ask? I may not want to ask.
So just mix that up well. So we're getting. So this is the acrylic, the copper metallic. Okay, so we need a wee bit of cloth to clean that one, and we'll mix the gold up. That's a wee bit. Yeah, we're done it with medium in this one. We'll see in a minute. We'll get it mixed up.
Yeah, if you don't have medium, you go to buy it. Pay attention to what you're picking up because they're all very very similar, but the prices can be extremely different. Um,
I think there's a couple of different mediums.
there
Or
are there
yeah,
are there's acrylic, and then you have for oil bases as well. And you don't need to use an acrylic medium with an oil-based paint for sure.
right, that looks okay. Yeah, I was worried in case that was too loose, but that'll be all right. Just give that an RV. That's a wee bit thicker looking. Never the same when you put two paints on a tray. One will be thicker than the other. It's just the way things are sometimes. Right. Okay. I'm happy enough with that. So we'll move that out of the way. Well, where's my brushes? Let's see, what size of brush will we use? We'll use that. These are the brushes I bought off Emma when she was over with us last year. Good brushes. Right, right. I have to get our what do you call it up? Our lathe protector. Let's just move this out of the way a second. We'll get our box up for protecting the lathe.
Roy Roy says he got a record power tall twin motor Camvac with the quiet hoses, a long 100 millimeter diameter hose with a chute for $65. Roy, you didn't get a deal. You stole that.
Yeah, very good.
Yep, yep. Excellent condition, he says.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Don't forget your camera, Paul.
yeah, I'm gonna change camera now. Tail stock.
We don't want Jennifer to yell at us again. She already yelled at us once.
So this is a very expensive piece of equipment here,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do it without it, but the paint sort of flicks it all around here, and you'll see it on the
Right.
ceiling and up the wall and all across the bedways, and you don't want that. So we'll start the lathe up.
Robert asked Roy if he had a mask on at the time. That's a great question there, Robert.
So we just want to slow the lathe down a bit. We just want to load the paint on first. We don't want to fling it out towards the ends until we get it on. So where am I at? 350. We'll try that. We'll go with the gold first.
I saw Stuart do this yesterday. With put the paint on with the lathe running. I had never. That was the first time I'd seen that done.
I never seen it done like that until I seen him on Saturday.
Right.
Doing that, and
Well, it's
I had to
it's a
have a
great
go.
technique.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see what that gets us. We'll turn it
It's
up.
already, I was already trying to spread on you, but it's
I
really
might have
spread
to
now.
move the belts up, have it down on the lower setting for. We'll see what that's like. Ooh,
Not too
yeah,
shabby.
not too
Not
shabby
too,
for
not
first
shabby
go,
at all.
and it's quite well sprung out there. Maybe give it another a wee bit more gold and see if I can get it out a wee bit further. Just slow it down a wee bit. Where am I? Why is it not slowing down, Paul? Oh, it is now. This knob is a wee bit temperamental. I don't know what's happening with it.
Yeah, that just
That,
reminds me of my little mini lathe. I took it to my last craft show, and it at the end of the day, it won't run. I hear it comes on, but it's not giving it the power to go. So I've got to take the control box apart, see what's going
yeah,
on
it's
there.
probably dust in it.
That's what I hope it is. I've only had that lathe for about 20. Oh, I had
Yeah,
it
that's
before
all
my
right.
son was born, so
Right, we'll get the brush cleaned out and we'll apply our next colour to that. Nah. Keeping in mind we are cutting the centre out of this, so you're not looking at the really the round bit in the middle. It's where the paint is going to. That's the part we're going to be working with.
I really like the way you've got ended up with different lengths of paint lines on there. That looks really good.
Right, we'll turn the light down again. Let's see. Come on. I think there's dust in this control knob because it
Mm,
feels very tight,
mm-hmm.
and when you turn it, it's so you can afford to bring this out a wee bit. Remember, your center bit is only for loading your paint.
Roy
Right.
says he's already got that new CamVac fitted in the workshop. That's excellent, Roy. Hope it works out for you.
We'll see what that looks like. I don't think it moved very well. No, it didn't move very well. Yeah, it might need a wee taste of more
Mm-hmm.
flow medium in it. It's just not the way it should be. As I was saying, that seems to be thicker, the copper one. Mm-hmm. But, mm-hmm. Right. So we'll just dab it on with the brush, the lathe stopped. Seeing it's trying to load it up a wee bit better. See, any of the ones I've seen, they've done it this way, put the paint on with the lathe
Right, right.
stationary. But
Yeah,
there's
I've
always
done it that way, mostly just putting blobs on. Um,
there's more there's more than one way of doing things. So
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
nice thing about this way of doing it is you get that little more of an even pattern going across the piece.
I might have to change the belt up to top speed because my top speed's 1300 there,
Yeah,
and
you probably want a little more.
it started to move, but
Yeah,
I
that
will
is
move the
better.
belt because I need the top speed of 3000 revs to get that to move. So 2 ticks will do that. Just onto the locking bolt. And we'll lift that belt up and slip it down onto the wee pulley onto the big pulley.
If you folks happen to have seen Stuart's video yesterday, that was one he did on um, a Zoom thing. Anyway, uh, he actually had it too much speed at one point, and all the paint dispersed from the center out, and it virtually disappeared. So there's a happy medium in there somewhere.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just finding the right position.
Yeah.
Right.
Seems like he was running up to there at the end. He was going up to like 2400 maybe. Can't remember exactly.
Right, that's up to 3,000 revs.
Right.
Let that spin a wee second. I'm getting paints transfer on the outside of the box. I wasn't getting that
Mm-hmm.
before, so
Right.
that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Well,
should
not
get a
that's.
little bit.
We should get better dispersal on that. Yeah, we did. We got right out
Mm-hmm.
to the
Mm-hmm.
edges this time.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go with a different color. Hey, I'm going to put a taste of white on that. I think it'll give it a wee bit of definition on it. I might be wrong, but we'll find out.
You may very well.
Yeah, it's just a big experimenting with the paints and the colors to see what works.
It always is
Really.
with this technique of painting, isn't it? It's always an
Yeah,
experiment.
and one thing Stuart did and emphasize was the color chart. What
Mm,
paints, what colors worked well together.
right?
And if you get yourself a color chart and a color wheel, sorry, and then you can see what paints opposite each are good for going together. You know, some of them don't work, uh, but we'll try this wee bit of white on this and see what happens. I'm just mixing this up here. Whether we just a low medium in it to see. Now, if you're doing a lot of this, you you have enough paint there to do maybe 4 or 5 platters like this because the paint is you're not using much of it. You know,
Right.
there's
Right.
loads of it, so you make it think it's a waste, enough a waste. But if you get yourself ready with and a production line of platters or bowls, whatever you want to do, uh, so what you can use the majority of the paint when you go to do this. Because it's the same with the Joe Sonias. Usually sparingly. It, it is quite expensive, and you don't get a lot on that wee tube. So
Right.
you want to use as little as possible, and it does go a long way. So, right, I'm going to put the white here, just on the outside of this,
Mm-hmm.
so it moves out more. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll put it back in the inside ring and see what happens. Just for. And again, that white is quite thick and white. It's not very transparent too. It sort of fills that color underneath. You can hardly see it. Right. We'll have a go at that.
Oh, look at it go. Yes.
When you can see the transfer of the paint around the box, you know it's a good job. Right. We'll stop that and see what it's like. Oh, oh, oh.
Where did that come from?
What happened there?
Yeah, that's weird.
Isn't it?
I've never seen any of that happen before.
Well, that'll not do. So we'll have to wipe that off and start again. Uh, that's one thing about this. You don't know what you're going to get, and things like this will happen. And you know, right?
I
Let's see.
I think the colors are good.
Yeah, the colors are good. I
It's
think
just
that
that
white.
those swirl marks. I don't understand that.
I think that white may have been a wee bit thick on it, Doug,
Oh,
and
maybe,
I
maybe.
know that's why it has tried to go out to the outside, and because it's too heavy, it's
Carson said, "Leave it. It's cool." No,
no.
no, it's a mess. I wouldn't normally say that to anybody, but Paul had already implied that he thought it was a mess. So
Yeah. Get a damp cloth and just wipe it all off. It's there's no harm done, you know. At the end of the day, it's all about learning uh, what works and what doesn't. Let's see what that's like.
mhm.
We can get away with that. Right.
Mike was saying that Roy's bargain caused him to go take a look on the net, and he found something quite brilliant. Um, John Lewis sells a toy called a spiral drawing machine that could be easily adapted to do spirograph box lids. Hmm. Saw one on Facebook secondhand and looking for a bargain.
Right. Just
Yeah, Roy did say a bit more flow medium in the mix. Yeah, looks like you were right, Roy. Particularly for the white anyway. The others weren't too
right.
bad.
We'll just dry that all off and we'll give it a quick coat of black again. Unfortunately, things like this happen, and you just have to just go with it because there's nothing you can do about it.
And we said a while ago that this technique is an experiment. There is no way to duplicate it. You
No.
can get close, but you cannot duplicate it.
So we know the white is probably too thick, so we'll just give this a quick going over with the black again, just to bring that up. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And especially if we haven't done anything like this before, and you probably will get it right first time. And but if you don't get it right first time, just go and try again. Mm-hmm.
I think the first time I did this, I had mixed flow medium with my paints, and I didn't like I didn't exactly love how it was coming out. So I tried some more without the flow medium, and it actually worked better on that particular, that piece with that paint worked better without the flow medium.
Yeah,
So it's
that's what I'm saying. Every paint's not the same.
right, and it's all every bit of it is an experiment. I don't care how many times you do it.
Right, we'll turn that on, dry that off, and then we'll get back to where we should be. It's dry anyway, but it's nice and warm, which is not good. I put your big dirty mitts over it, Paul. What that? Yeah. Wee bit of paint on my hand and just hit that wee bit. Right. Okay. Right. Let's see. We'll go with the gold again. That brush out. And the other thing I seen Stuart doing, he used the airbrush for most of it. It's paints too, with the lathe going, uh, doing this. Right.
When he demoed for y'all, he used airbrush.
Yeah.
Okay. He did not use an airbrush at all in that video that came on yesterday.
Yeah. I had taken him up some flat pieces of uh, I'm trying to think. Just when you want to say something, not plywood. Mm, just trying to get that speed right. It's very temperamental. There, it's better. It'll come to you in a wee minute. Still thinking about it. Yeah, you trying to talk about something and you forget what you're trying to talk about. Uh, right, we'll spin that and see. Right, that's all
Nice.
right. Uh, we'll give that a wee bit more, and then we'll get the next color on and see if we can get it right out to the edge. Mm, okay.
Now they're talking about movies now. We got The Great Escape. We're talking about Cool Hand Luke. Those are both good movies. Good movies. So many others.
Okay, we'll get. Oh, that's sort of done the same thing there, Doug. See that? Just in
Yeah, you
parts of it.
yeah.
I'm not worried about that. This time we'll go with the next color. Hopefully this our color will cover most of that.
Oh
We
well,
could be we could be here all night.
yeah.
Right. Copper.
Oh, the Dirty Dozen. That's a good one. Yeah, I do not understand that swirling like that.
Yeah, maybe it's going
Shouldn't
too fast.
shouldn't be able to do that.
I'll just turn the speed down and start it gradually up in case it's just too fast for it. I'll just stop that and see where it's going. See it sort of done it again. Getting that
Yeah, yeah.
whirly effect. Oh, well, we're taking most of that away. It's out here that
Right, right.
I'm interested in. So we'll spin that up full speed. See if we can spread that about a bit.
I wonder if it's got just a little bit to do with the way you put the gesso on. The gesso's causing it to go sideways. Don't know.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That's okay. Just clean that brush again. So I think the white was too thick initially the last time, so we'll put where we taste more medium in it. And I'm going to move the white ring feather out here a wee bit. Right. Hopefully that'll do that. Turn that lathe speed down. I'm just going to put it on with the lathe spinning. I'll just get it going about 250. Come on. Oh, come on. There's definitely something wrong with my control now. Right, that's 280. That's close enough. I'm just going to put a thin line on initially. We'll turn the speed up. Yeah, that worked this time. So we'll do that again. We'll get a wee bit more on it. Just slow the lathe down to. Come on. Okay.
Maintenance is your friend.
Yeah,
Oh, me.
it's probably full of dust.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that's all my little one has is just some dust in the wrong places. I'm still trying to think exactly when it was I got that. It's 20 years old at least, and I've never done anything to it other than changed one belt and one pulley. No, one bearing.
I'm not getting any more transfer out this
Didn't
direction.
didn't travel, did it?
No. So we might have to resort to the heavy-handed approach. See, that's a wee bit runny there. Yeah. Well,
It'll spread.
no, no,
It'll
no.
spread. Yeah, it's what you don't want. Now it's all the way to the edge.
It is time. It's
You got the white streak on your box.
yeah. Let's see what we've got. I'm gonna more or less call it quits with that. Quit with your head. So we'll be cutting most of that away. So we only want
Hmm.
the outer line of that. So we'll set that out of the way, and we'll dry that off a bit before we start turning the inside out. Okay. Oh,
Good old hair dryer.
well, if you do have your hairs with this one, you'll have no scalp left. The heat gun, so it is.
Right, right. Yeah, I thought
It's
of
for
that just as I said it.
stripping paint. So, as you can see, guys, that there's no right and wrong way of doing this. It's just all about playing with the paint, and if it works for you first time, great. And if it doesn't, hard lines.
If it doesn't, take it off and do it again. Try something different.
Yep. We'll just give it a wee bit longer. I think it's mostly dry.
I was wondering this yesterday, and the same thing applies today. I wonder if you had done the white first and then your gold and copper, they
Yeah.
might show up just a little bit better. with the white kind of highlighting it from behind. I don't know. That'd be another experiment to try.
Yep. If I don't like this today, I'll take it off and redo it.
A gouge or scraper works on that really well. It'll take that paint right off.
Just cleaning any wee drops that fell on the bedways there. And painting on my hands too. Right. Right, okay. Let's try and beautify it a wee bit. Yeah, beautify, make it a wee bit better looking. Okay. So, parting tool. We'll want to get rid of most of that big stuff. So we'll start a wee bit closer in, and then we're going to go out towards the rim if I need to. See what that's like. Yeah, I think we need to go a wee bit more. What do you think? Just to get rid of that big blob there, maybe.
Good, yeah. There again, it all depends on your perspective on what it looks like to you.
I hope Stuart's not watching.
He would probably say throw some more color on it, but that's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a wee border on the outside of this as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look too bad. I'm happy enough with that. Needs some more wee bit of cleaning up there. So we'll start to take the center out of this, and then we'll touch all those wee bits up as we go. Just watching my depth as well.
Oh, there he is. I've got a wasp flying around my shop.
He's looking to sting someday.
He's going to die a slow, arduous death here. I'm spraying him with black spray.
Cruelty.
Calm now.
Cruelty animals.
That's right. I'm cruel. When it comes to things that hurt, yes, I'm very cruel. All right, some black spray paint. He won't last much longer. All right. Carson said it's past 10 o'clock. He's got to go. Bye. See you later,
See you
Carson.
later,
Thanks for
Carson.
coming by. Yes, Roy, they are horrible because they don't just sting. A wasp will sting you and then it turns around and bites right in that same spot. So that one won't be biting me anytime soon. Hairspray, yeah, that'd be cheaper, but I don't have any. I do have lacquer. That would have worked. But black enamel spray paint does too. Or white, or blue, or purple, or brown, or red. I've got a few colors I could choose from. I'm not seeing him fly around, so I must have got him.
Just feeling that wee bump. There's always a wee bump in the middle, right in the center.
Oh, now I know where they're coming from. There were several flying around outside my back door, and I'm seeing some daylight around the edge of my door. It must have crawled through.
Right.
Oh no! Mike says he got stung in the eyeball when he was a kid.
Ooh.
I don't blame you, Mike. I would hate them too. I have not been stung in the eyeball, but it doesn't matter. It hurts no matter where it is. I assume you recovered from that. Yeah, little frame inside and out. That's good. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you recovered, Mike. No matter, I'm sure it was very unpleasant.
I wouldn't fancy that at all.
Mm, Todd. Todd talking about having fire ants. Yes, I remember those quite well. We have them up here in Kentucky, but they're not as big as what they are down south. For down south, they'll pick you up and carry you away. They're
Hey,
big critters.
we'll get this sanded up. I think we'll start at 120.
Oh my, Fred. Fred Gilliver says many years ago I was riding my motorcycle and a wasp flew into my helmet. Boy, did it sting. Yes, I promise you it did. That was one reason when I was riding a motorcycle I used a full face helmet. I didn't want I did not want bugs flying in. Huh. Yeah, Mike. It's crazy. And the people that do it on purpose, that put bugs on their arms to let them bite, just so they can see how bad it is. They're
Especially mosquitoes.
yeah, yeah. Mike said they
See,
can't be right in the head. I say they're plumb stupid.
yeah, that's just stupid.
It's there's no sense in that.
It's like those that leopardies in the jungle thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
load of nonsense. What they get up to, you earn some money, eating all sorts of bugs and
Right.
having crawl all over you. Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I think I would do that. Let's play some lacquer over it. We'll just blow all this off.
That
Get
grain
some.
looks fantastic for a piece of copper. Really pretty.
What do we take? See there on that. I see. Usually you don't get as nice as
Mm-hmm. Usually kind
oh
of
yeah.
plain.
Yeah. Let that spin a second. Okay. I gotta be just a lacquer on that. No. And it's not. This is not a chestnut product. This is a local hardware store. Clear lacquer. Uh, It's a 500 ml can, and it's only what much was that when I bought it? It's half the price of the chestnut products, $7.95. So
Wow.
it's well, and as far as I can see, it does the same job. Uh, things are dear enough without. And you seem to go through lacquer and stuff, and those wee cans quite quickly. That's the normal size compared to you're getting
Mm.
that much more. Anyway,
Ouch.
let's just give it a spin for a second. Help that dry a wee bit. So, as we see there, it Let's see if we can get a better picture on that because I'm not going to take it off the lathe. I'm going to leave it there and look at it tomorrow and might decide if I'm happy with it. I'll just leave it and see what way it comes out with another couple of coats of lacquer. So you can see. I don't know if you can see it in the camera well, but you can see the copper and the gold
Mm-hmm. Yep.
lines coming out. You can see them quite well.
Absolutely. They look
You
great.
know, I think another couple of coats of lacquer might make that pop up a wee bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But there you are, guys. A wee bit of Stuart Freeney infusion. Not really his style, but it's my style. And Stuart, if you're watching this, sorry, mate. I don't know if I've done it justice or not, but I try, and that's what it's all about.
Now,
And
Stuart would have added some red somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah, he probably would have added some other stuff to it. He was, he was on with a brush or the sponge and sponging things on, and that's what I was going to say to you. I let's see if I can get a bit of this. I have a lot of this. Let's see, shed. I have a lot of this. These are offcuts, uh, birch ply, uh, from they come from a company away down in Dungannon, I think, direction. And what it was, they have a big uh, machine that cuts all the shapes out. And what was left in the 8x4 sheet, they just threw outside and it
Hmm.
was going to landfill. So we went down, a couple of us, and lifted it, like a lorry load of it, all
Oh my.
stacked, and took all the cuttings that didn't use. And that stuff's dear, it is very expensive. Uh, but I don't know if that shows any better. But, tail stack. But anyway, guys, that's my take on Central Fugal Force. I know I done a wee piece there a couple of weeks ago, but it was only on a wee small piece. I wanted to do a bigger piece, but what I done for Stuart, I took him a couple of pieces of that up, already painted, and he only had to put them on the lathe and do some sort of painting to them. So I have them. They're still up in the centre, so I'll bring them home tomorrow night. And what I plan to do with them is tidy them up, cut the centre out of it. Even though they're not bowl blanks or platters, they're just bits of, uh, you know, wood for practicing on, you know, and see if it makes it a wee look a bit different. I'll show you some because you got some interesting facts. And initially, when I was looking at it, when it was on the lathe, it didn't appeal too much to me until he took them off and I set them up against the wall uh, by the window, and he it sort of jumped out at you, the pattern and the shape he got. It
Mm-hmm.
was quite well. It looked really good. So I'll let you show you those when I get them home tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll put
Excellent.
them up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Excellent.
So there you are, guys. Another wee bit of demonstrating done. It didn't go too bad. I think
No, it's lovely.
I think it's I think it just needs a couple of more coats of lacquer.
Mm-hmm.
I can
Mm-hmm.
see maybe a couple of wee shadow lines that they just didn't cover right. But I don't want to put too much lacquer on that and have it running.
Right.
Uh, and then you have to take it off. But anyway, where am I? Shell. Thanks, guys, for coming in tonight and joining me. And as always, I appreciate your comments and anything you have to say. I've got a thick neck, I can take it. So if you feel like giving me a load of abuse, I can take it. I'm not easily offended. So hopefully I'll see you next Monday evening, and we'll do something different, and we'll see what we can get up to then. And I'll bring Doug in. Where is he? Where is he?
I'm right here. I don't know where you're at, but I'm right here.
There he is. I keep forgetting about you, and you're bringing
Okay.
you in. I talking away, and you're still in the background.
I'm
But
here.
anyway, I'll say good night to you all, and Doug will say good
Good
night,
night, everybody. Hope you've
and
had a good
I'll
time. Hit
and
that
I'll
like
go
button on your way out.
I go and press the button to stop the end, and that's pressed. So